To create business software with Flatlogic Generator, all you need to do is just to define the name and the description of the software. It's better to use user stories. So imagine you need to create a healthcare ERP software as a service startup. You simply put the description of your software here. Flatlogic AI is going to come up with a data model for your software as a service startup. Here we see analytics reports, appointment clinics, etc. So all possible entities that are needed for healthcare ERP system. You can change data display type, you can change fields, you can change relations, so it's up to you to review and save the model. Here you see estimated number of development hours and code lines saved for your project. So the next step is deployment. The project will be automatically deployed to the cloud and will be available in up to 5 minutes. The created application is a real web-based software deployed to the cloud with front-end, back-end, and database. It has 3 roles: super admin to log in as an ultimate admin of the system, admin to control your clinic, hospital, and user is either doctor or patient. At first, we have logged in as a patient who belongs to a clinic named Alexander Fleming, which is displayed on top. It is a sample data. You have access to analytical reports, appointments. Appointments are displayed as a calendar, so you can create a new appointment. You may see that you have a general interface to navigate your business software as a patient. At the moment, the user has access to all entities, but it's up to you to define what's accessible. You may modify the doctor, the patient, the start time, end time, status, and the details of the appointment. Appointment is going to be saved and displayed in the calendar. All other standard data management functions are also available, so you can filter, sort, export, import data. Here we see that clinics are displayed as a card format, so it's up to you to define what format you want your entities to be displayed in. Okay, let's log out and try other roles. So this role, admin, is for someone who manages the clinic. But now let's log in as a super admin, so basically you, the person who will be managing the entire system. By default, super admin has access to everything in the system, including all organizations. Here we have 3 sample organizations that were generated. You can view all data that belongs to an organization, such as users, reports, medical records, and so on. You can also manage other entities by simply clicking on the links in the left sidebar. All Flatlogic apps are equipped with an advanced roles and permission-based mechanism to control access to the system. For example, we can create a separate patient role that has only access to medical records. Now let's assign this role to some user and log in to see if anything changed for them. So the expected behavior is that the patient should only be able to access their medical records, nothing else. Okay, so as you see, everything is working as expected and the patient is only able to access medical records. All other standard functions such as sign in, sign up, password reset, email notifications are also available. For example, you can create a new account and assign it to some organization from the list. You can also use password reset function to reset your password. Okay, so now it should be pretty clear for you that we have a pretty sophisticated system to manage data for our ERP system for healthcare organizations. It's also important to mention that all of the generated applications go with a generated REST API, so it's easy to connect third-party tools to the generated software. For example, here you see that we have all endpoints, get endpoints, post endpoints, and all other endpoints to manipulate the data. So it's easy for you to connect maybe mobile application or third-party tools to the generated software. Okay, another cool feature we are very proud of is an ability to generate charts and widgets from plain English. For example, here I created charts of appointments grouped by year by simply describing it in English. Or I can simply create a widget that displays a number of analytical reports created in the last 6 months. Basically, that's it about the application itself, and let's move further. Let's go back to Flatlogic platform and access the most valuable feature for you as a business or startup owner: an ability to generate, download, modify, and most importantly, own the source code of the generated application. Here you see that Flatlogic bot created this repository and pushed the source code here. It's a standard Next.js, Node.js application that can be run everywhere, locally or with any other hosting provider. Here is the structure of the backend folder. It's a classical Node.js application with models defined. So you do not need to write everything from scratch. Instead, you have all of these models here with fields and relations defined. The same approach is followed for frontend, where you have pages and components generated. For example, here you see that medical records component is already defined and you do not need to write it from scratch. You can simply modify the generated files and work right in this repository. So you do not need to follow any non-standard practices. You simply work in this repository following the classic development approach. So you simply download the source code, check out it with your GitHub, and work in the repository as if you would normally do. Besides being able to make modifications to the generated application via source code, you can also modify the schema of the application. For example, you can add a new field to analytic reports. So maybe you want to add like a status of the report, if it's approved or not. So you see that it shows that there are unpushed changes, so you simply can push the changes and Flatlogic bot is going to make this commit to your repository directly. Then all you need to do is just to merge this commit. So this is how with Flatlogic you gain advantages of low code, no code, but preserve advantages of custom development, being able to create truly custom software with speed. Another thing I want to show you are example applications created with Flatlogic and customized. For example, here is a real estate CRM system built on top of the generated application. Here you see it displays list of properties as a map, not just as a list. It also has this custom beautiful dashboard built on top of the same engine. Another example is a learning platform that allows students to take courses online. It also has a lot of customizations such as different color scheme, different icons, new business logic, and so on. But again, the engine of the software is the same. So that's the main idea behind Flatlogic Generator. You generate a very solid foundation that you further customize, saving months of development time. If you have any questions, feel free to ask Flatlogic AI. It's our AI bot that knows everything about Flatlogic. Our team monitors this chat and will be able to help too. Good luck creating your software!